Unspoken expectations are killing us at work. They're burning us out. They're robbing us of our confidence. They're making us feel guilty and worried about things that we haven't even committed to. So if you find yourself at work thinking these two things, there's an unspoken expectation underneath it. So the first thing you might have is, that's the way things work here. Right? That's the way things work here. If you're thinking that, there's likely an unspoken norm under there. And the other one is apologizing or being worried about something that hasn't been explicitly said, that you haven't specifically and explicitly agreed to, right? Okay, so here's a couple of stories. One was a meeting that I was in this week where there were 30 people. It was a Zoom meeting, and one of the people brought up a great new idea. And she brought up this idea, and it was a little orthogonal, and people thought it was great. And the leader of the group said, okay, great, wonderful. Would you lead this? And she said yes. And then after a moment, she said, oh yeah, kind of under her breath, but where we all could hear, oh yeah, I forgot that's how things work here. And if you bring it up, you've signed up to do it. And I couldn't let that one lie, because that is an unspoken expectation that was just leaked out, right? It leaked out, and I don't believe it. I don't believe that if you have a good idea that you are stuck doing it. That's not what I've seen. And yet if I let that moment pass, if the 30 people in the room let that moment pass, we would be affirming what she just said and what she likely would have been thinking underneath, right? Because it is likely that people will say, well, will you lead it? And then you'll feel the pressure to do it. So I stopped the meeting and I asked her, well, do you really want to do it? And she's like, yeah, I'm actually okay doing it. And I asked the leader, and the leader was like, absolutely, you have full right to say no. And in fact, I expect people to say no. Some of the time, say yes, some of the time. And what was the important thing is, if we didn't interrupt the meeting, if we just let it lie there, it would be the expectation, and it would kill innovation. It would kill new ideas. It would kill the sharing. And we've got 30 people here. They're working across the globe. They've got so many ideas. We want those ideas in this room. And so we need to bring up those unspoken expectations. Okay, here's the second example from this week. I have a chat with 130 mothers. It just got created recently. People have been sharing introductions. And a mother wrote this week an introduction and opened it with, I know I'm a little late in sharing my introduction, and then shared a beautiful introduction about herself. And again, I couldn't let it lie there. I needed to speak up. And I wrote a long text, which I will stick in the notes underneath here. A long text writing back saying, this is a shame-free zone. Who wouldn't want a group of mothers to be able, and soon to be mothers, to be able to support each other in a space where they can come in and out, and it feels light and supportive and accepting of however we show up? Wouldn't that be the way you'd want that group to feel? And so even underneath, there was this idea that there was timeliness. And so I brought up, like, the way I'd like this group to be is that we show up when we can, we bring ourselves when we can, and we're happy to see you and your introduction, whether you write it right away or if you write it months from now. So are there places in your life or in your work where there are unspoken expectations, where there's a way in which you're thinking, that's the way things go here, or that you are feeling guilty or worried about something that you haven't explicitly agreed to? And if that's the case, you can have that conversation. You can. It takes a little bravery, and you have what's inside you to do that. So I offer that to you this week. And I'm going to share one more story the next time. So tune in again next time. And if you like this, put a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit notify so that you'll get my next one. All right. See you later. Thanks.